of the simplest things you can use to get started with improvising is this idea of repetition. When you first start to try and solo and you're just using some simple tools like a steady bass and a minor pentatonic scale, you might feel like you got to do something different every measure, and that leads to you feeling like you've run out of ideas before you've even started. A lot of blues is based on repetition, and in this short lesson, I want to just show you one simple way to start out coming up with your own licks and riffs and how to put them together into a solo. All this month in my membership, the Fingerstyle 5, we're going to be focused on improvising in the key of A over an 8-bar blues. If you'd like to get started with improvising from the ground up, learn some of the basic techniques for keeping your thumb and fingers organized, and how to take those kinds of simple elements like the steady bass and the pentatonic scale and put them together into solos of your own, I encourage you to check out the Fingerstyle 5 at the link below or the link on screen. So let's look at how we can take just one simple idea and use it over the first 4 bars of an 8-bar blues. In this case, I'll use How Long Blues in the key of A, which means that the first 4 bars are going to be 2 bars of A and 2 bars of D. For the A chord, I'm just going to play the bass on the root A on the 5th string, going 2, 3, 4, second measure, 2, 3, 4. It's just steady bass on all the downbeats, 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the D chord, I'm going to use a D over F sharp. So that's a D7 chord with F sharp in the bass. That's the 3rd. And then you're not going to really use it right now, but you'd have the root on the open 4th string, and then the 5th here at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the flat 7 here at the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So the bass for the first 4 bars would be like this on the A chord. Here's the 2nd measure. And then we'd go to F sharp for bar 3 and F sharp for bar 4. Next, we need a lick to get started with. So let's take some notes from the A minor pentatonic scale or the A blues scale with the flat 5, and just do something like this. Just the root and the flat 3rd and the 5th. And we can start this on the and of 3 before the first bar. So we'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So when the bass comes in, you're going to come in with a pinch right on the downbeat and then play that note on the 3rd string. So So there's our opening lick. Now all we have to do is play a slight variation on this lick to get something that feels like an answer. And we can even make the lick shorter. So we're starting in the same place, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. But this time we're playing the root, the flat 3rd, the 4th, and back to the root, and we're landing right on the downbeat. So if we play these 2 licks together, going into measure 1 and going into measure 2, we have this. 1, 2, 3. Makes a nice little calm response. It sounds like those 2 phrases are connected, like one is starting something and the second one is answering it. Now, if you go on to the 4 chord, you can repeat the first lick, and the change in the chord itself will do some of the heavy lifting. So if we have this, and then we go, we could even then repeat the second lick. And when we put all that together, we have this. So we've barely done anything. We've just played these 2 short licks, but we've got what sounds like the beginning of a solo over the first 4 bars of the tune. So it's a really simple idea, and it means that if you can just come up with that one opening phrase, you can spin it out over the first 4 bars of the 8-bar form, and you barely have to come up with anything else, which means you're not constantly trying to think of something new to do. You're starting with an opening idea and then developing it across those first 4 bars. And that small idea has big implications for how you can think about soloing going forward, playing over the whole 8-bar form or a whole 12-bar form, or even about how to think about playing over multiple choruses of the blues at a time. Now, in order to make this work, of course, you need a bit of a vocabulary of licks and maybe a few different strategies for how to take those individual licks and develop them and turn them into complete solos. That's what we're going to be covering this month inside my membership, the Fingerstyle 5. If you'd like to learn more about that and how you can start learning how to improvise while playing fingerstyle guitar, go to fretboardconfidential.com to learn more and sign up. In the meantime, if you've got a question about blues and blues improvisation or fingerstyle guitar, please leave it down below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.